Hey, how's it going? Seth here. In this video, I want to show you when and how and why you might want to use the saved lists or saved searches function in the land portal. So this was something that I actually went a few months before it really clicked, where I understood, oh, okay, that's why that's useful. So whenever you're using the land portal to generate a list of property owners that you want to reach out to for whatever reason, and by the way, this is like one of the primary reasons why people use the land portal. I have a whole separate video explaining all the ins and outs of how this is done. I'll be sure to link to that beneath this one if you want to check it out. And also, if you want to follow along with me in this video in your own land portal account, you can sign up through the link below, REtipster.com/land portal. I'll also put a QR code here on the screen. If you sign up through that link and that link only, you'll get 1,000 free exports once you start your account using the advanced plan. But let's say you're creating a list so that you can target very specific property owners to send them mail or send them text, that kind of thing. So the normal process is you go through here, you might pick a state and then county, and you go down the list. You have all kinds of different options for how you want to filter these properties, what types of properties and property owners you do and do not want to be on your list. This is very, very powerful, especially if you've got your acquisition strategy really nailed down and you know exactly who you're going after. You can get very, very specific about this. And just for this example here, I'll say all the properties that are vacant lots between 1 and 2 acres, only the ones that live out of state. And there's a whole lot more we can do here. But once we have all of our filters figured out, we click apply, and it's going to do a quick count just to show us how many properties there are in this county that meet the criteria we set here. Right? So far, so good. So it's got 11,754. So what I could do at this point, I could just click export and go ahead and confirm it and go on to the next step, download my CSV file and be off to the races. But what if I'm doing something a little bit more sophisticated? What if I'm trying to create a single list, but I want to get even more precise with who is on this list? So precise, in fact, that these filters alone can't do all of that in one shot. For example, you'll notice up here, we have to select the state, right? We can only select one state at a time, right? We could select multiple counties if we wanted to. We could, put every single county in Arizona if we wanted to. Same thing goes for zip codes. We can do multiple zip codes if we want. Just through these filters alone, we can get hyper detailed. There's even these advanced filters. We can go even further beyond that. But say we want to do both Arizona and Arkansas for whatever reason. We've got a pretty clear picture of what kinds of properties we're looking for, but it's in multiple states and we want these different lists in a single list. So however we sort this first list, we can click Save List and we can create a new list here. We'll just call this Great Properties. We'll save that. Now we can go to this Save List and we're going to see all the properties that fell into that criteria. But now we can go back over here to Map Search. We'll click on Filters. We'll open this up again. And let's say we're going to go do this in Arkansas now. And we'll pick a random county here and filter them however we want to. Click Apply. So now we can go down and click Save List again. And instead of creating a new list, we're going to add this to the existing saved list that we just made. So now we've got these two separate lists we just generated in a single saved list. Starting to make sense? Now, one very important thing to distinguish and understand about what a saved list is and what it is not. A saved list does not mean that it is dynamically updating. So if I come into this same saved list a year from now, it's going to have all the exact same properties from the original list I saved. It's not going to refresh it and show me, oh, these are the new owners of these properties now, because some of the owners will have changed hands. It's just going to show what the snapshot was back when I saved the list. So that's important to know. I know some data services saved list means something a little bit different where it does dynamically update. And there's different pros and cons to each way, but it's very important you understand what this is doing. So this is just a static snapshot of what it looked like when you save the list. And when you're in this saved list section, you can also see every other list you've ever saved. So you can go ahead and click on this thing. It's going to open up a different list. And at any point, you can click Show on Map, and it's going to pop open the map. And it's actually going to show you the entire list with little pinpoints on every single property from that saved list. So you can come back to it anytime. Say if you want to hit the same list again with a different marketing campaign from a different channel or something like that, it's always going to be saved there. You can see them right there on the list. Now, this example we just talked about was combining lists from different states into a single list, but there are other examples of how you could do this too. Say, for example, if you're using the polygon tool, where you're not necessarily selecting a state or a county or a zip code, but you're like selecting a very specific geographic area, and then you're basing the list on that. And what if you actually wanted to have different polygons all over the country, like one in Idaho and one in North Dakota and one in Pennsylvania, and you want them all on the same list? You could do it that way too. It doesn't have to be just on a state or county or zip code basis. And this is all great and fine when you're trying to make massive lists from places all over the country. But another way you can do this is, what if you just wanted to make a very tiny list with maybe like, I don't know, 20 properties on it? Well, you can actually add properties to a saved list anytime just by clicking on the parcel map itself. And when you click on one of these things, you'll see it pops open this little property information card on the side. And at any point, you can click this little plus button and you can either create a new saved list or you can add it to an existing saved list. So I know in the self-storage business, for example, this happens all the time where I've got like very specific properties where it's like, this is a very high value prospect. Like, I want this property and it's got to be this one. And it actually makes sense to make a list of maybe, I don't know, 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 properties. And you could do it that way too. High value prospects, and then create a new list and go to that saved list. And now when we go there, we can see we've only got a single property on this list because that's all I've added so far. And at any point with any of these lists, you can always skip trace them with great ease. And it's not that expensive to do it in the land portal. They've got some of the best pricing out there. You can also export this list at any point. And before you export it, you can remove any duplicates or anything with empty mailing addresses. You know the whole drill. Again, I've got a separate video explaining how to do all that. Or you could even send mail to these people right from within the land portal. You just click on Start Mailing. It'll bring you to the mail center where you can use a highly personalized mail template that looks indistinguishable from real human handwriting. If you don't believe me, surprise, surprise, I have a separate video explaining exactly how this works. You get a feel for just how realistic these things look. It's a great way to send mail that actually looks like you put some time and effort and thought into reaching that person, because it doesn't look like a normal junky printed off piece of mail. It looks like somebody actually wrote it with their hand. You can do that as well with your saved lists. And of course, you can always just delete them if you don't need them anymore and you want to clean up your saved searches. The main point is understanding when and why and how to use saved lists or saved searches is pretty helpful, especially if you want to do one of these ninja moves of creating a single list that has properties and characteristics from all over the place and doesn't necessarily fit within the nice cookie cutter style mold that these normal searches do. And I say cookie cutter quite loosely because if you look through this list of filters, you'll see there's like almost an infinite number of different ways you can filter a list. But you get the point. If you want to get even more flexible, that's what saved lists are all about. So if you want to give the land portal a try and get 1,000 free exports if you sign up for the advanced plan, be sure to click through the REtipster affiliate link or go ahead and scan the QR code here on the screen. That'll take you right there and you can get that nice little deal if you decide to give this a try. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.